Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage. Now the first project for our 1965 Mustang is to take out the cylinder head so we can remove two broken exhaust manifold bolts. So first I'd like to say to all my friends around the world, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all staying safe and taking care of each other. We're all in this together as the entire world goes through this global pandemic of 2020. It's April 2nd of 2020 and we are in our second 2.5 weeks of quarantine now. I'm in New York. I'm not in New York City where it's really bad. I'm outside of Buffalo, New York, and we're under the same rules, so everybody's inside. And I was going to stop making videos for a while, but I figured in order to feel normal, I have to do the things that I would normally do. And normally I feel normal when I'm working on cars and making videos. And since we're all in this together, I figured I'd make some videos to give you something to do, keep us all occupied while we're quarantined. Looks like we have another maybe 4 to 6 weeks as of now, maybe 4 weeks to go, 6 weeks. And we have to get through this together, so I'll make as many videos as I can. Now, the 1965 Mustang. When I bought it, there were two broken bolts, exhaust manifold bolts, broken off in the cylinder head. So what I'm going to do in this video is we're going to take the cylinder head out. First I'll show you the leak. Where it's leaking through the exhaust manifold, and it's pretty loud. Where the leak is, pull the cylinder head out, and then I'll go through the process that I use for removing stuck bolts, broken off bolts. Now I suspect these have been in there a while, and it can be really hard to get these out. They may not come out at all. I might have to drill them out, but we'll go through the process. We'll see how it all works out, and then after that we'll try to do some more videos. But right now, got to get the head out and remove the bolts. Now what we have to do is take off the cylinder head because I have a broken stud in the front and one in the rear there. And here you can hear the exhaust manifold leak. Leaking right there. Okay, so yeah, I lifted it out of there by myself. And if we take a look at the cylinder head, you can see I have, this is the rear stud. Someone replaced all the studs with bolts. And then here's the one in the front that's broken off. This actually looks like it may have been rebuilt fairly recently. Let's take the head gasket off and look at the surface here. And you can see the head is actually in pretty good shape. Put this down. A lot of carbon in there, so it's burning rich. It's burning rich because the carburetor that's on there is the wrong carburetor for this engine. So I'm going to get the right carburetor. I think that one is too big, and that's why it's running rich. So we're getting burning in here. But let's clean this up, and we'll take a look at the valve stem seals. But first I got to get this, let me take off this exhaust manifold and remove the studs. Okay, so you can see I got the first one out, and it was not an easy task. It took a while. I drilled a center hole and kept drilling larger and larger and larger until I got to the point where I actually just re-tapped the hole. Now I have to do the same thing on this side, and if you've never seen this process, I'll film the whole process so you can see how it's done. So sometimes you have to drill it all the way and then re-tap the hole. The drill I used at the end there was the right size for the tap. So if you do break that off, and you need to get a bolt out of a hole like that, especially on a casting where you could run the risk of breaking a casting here, when you put that center mark and you start drilling, make sure it's in the dead center of the bolt you're taking out. So as you drill it bigger and bigger and bigger, you don't ruin the threads in the casting, and you can re-tap it and break out the old bolt. Just like that. Works perfect. So there you have it. Both of those bolts were like welded into that cylinder head. I have no idea how long they were in there. They could have been in there since 1965, who knows. But if you take your time, make sure you get that center punch directly in the center of that bolt. When you start, it'll make the job a lot easier. And if you have to, you drill it out and tap it. Worked out great. Now next I'll be moving into in the next video I'll be moving into surfacing the head of the face of the cylinder head, remove the valves, and we'll grind the valves and put it all back together. Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage.